Bonjour, hi. Welcome back to another coffee talk. For those of you who are not familiar with coffee talks, it's a series I have on this channel where every Friday I sit down with a cup of coffee, I sip on it while I talk about different topics that have been on my mind for the past week, and this week is no exception. Today, we are trying my new microphone. Well, it's not that new. I've had it for like 2 weeks, but I've never used it for a YouTube video yet. So we're trying it out. Can you hear me properly? I'm excited. However, that won't be the topic of today's coffee talk. Today, we are talking about social media. That's right. We're diving right in. It was very important for me to talk about this right away because I asked myself, do I want to talk about this now? Do I want to wait a little longer until like it becomes, I don't know. I don't know what I was waiting for, but I didn't know if today, this week was like the right week to talk about it. But then I was like, you know what? Yes, I do want to talk about this because this is very important. I've been on social media for a long time, more than 10 years. I've been active on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, a little bit on Twitter. That hasn't lasted super long. YouTube, Threads, all of the platforms, all of the new platforms that appeared, I jumped on them. Because I've always liked being connected and I've always liked sharing my life. As odd as it may sound, sharing is caring and I've always enjoyed to do so. But being so present on social media and consuming, whether you're out there posting stuff or just consuming media, it definitely affects personally. It does affect the way I think and the way I see things and the way I live my life. And sometimes it affects it in a good way and in a positive way, but sometimes it definitely affects it in a negative way. And I will be completely honest with you, social media has definitely affected a lot of my decisions, especially when I was younger, when I was a teenager and I was trying to like get myself out there and post content on YouTube, for example, or Instagram. The way I curated my content was in hopes to get viral and in hopes to get more views and get people's attention. However, now what I'm trying to do, especially on YouTube, is just share content that I would like to watch and that resonates with me and that reflects who I am and that is true to the person that I am. And that's very, very important, especially on YouTube, because I feel like this is the platform where I can be more my authentic self. Not that on other platforms I cannot, but there's a way of creating content on Instagram where it's more like about the image and it's more about what you project. And on TikTok, it's more about like entertaining or educating people or inspiring people. And for YouTube, I feel like there's more freedom and therefore there's more space for me to just be me, if that makes sense. And originally, that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to get back on YouTube, because I was on all the other platforms and I liked it. I love Instagram, I love TikTok for different reasons. But at that point, when I started back on YouTube, I felt like I needed somewhere to express myself in a longer format. And this is why YouTube exists and this is why I love it so much. Okay, here's an unpopular opinion. I will never say that I don't care about the numbers, because frankly I do. I do, but it's not everything that matters. So what I'm saying is the amount of subscribers I get and the amount of followers I get and the amount of likes I get and views and whatever, they do matter to me because they are a way for me to know if what I'm sharing is relevant or not and if it's appreciated or not. But it's not everything, you know. It does matter, but other things also matter. And the fact that I'm out there trying to be myself really matters. And the fact that I'm getting like feedbacks, whether that's positive or negative, that also matters. And the fact that I'm being myself out there, that is, I think, the thing that matters the most to me. And you might be thinking that is toxic, and part of me kind of believes that too, because they're just numbers, and we all know how algorithms work in a very intricate way, and there's not so much that we can control in them. But I will say that seeing the numbers go up really gives me some sort of satisfaction. I get satisfaction from elsewhere as well, but this still brings me some sort of feeling of accomplishment. But where I draw the line, and this is very important for me, is that they are just numbers, and consistency is key for me, because going viral is not going to do much except for maybe that one piece of content or the other one. And my goal out here and on TikTok and on Instagram is to build a community with which I can connect and with which I can share thoughts and feelings and myself. So that is very important to me. So anyway, another thing I wanted to talk about regarding social media is the way it affected, and it still affects, but it's not as intense as it used to be, but my body image and my self-worth. Those were influenced a lot by social media. And the older I get, the wiser I get also, and the more I realize that social media can be, not always, but it's so fake and it's curated, and people put whatever they want to put on there, including myself. And as much as I'm saying that I'm trying to be authentic, and I'm actually really, I do feel like what I'm presenting to you is what my friends get, for example, but you still have to keep in mind that there is a point where I'm on my computer and I'm editing these videos, and if there's a sentence I didn't like, I took it out. And if, I don't know, if the lighting was not good, I change it. And some people kind of forget about that, which is very unfortunate, because, and I think this is where social media can be very bad for you, is the more you spend time on it, the more you forget about reality, and the more you trick your brain into thinking that what you're seeing is real and what you're seeing is reality, where in fact it's a reflection of that said reality. Whatever somebody puts on their social media is curated. They actively decided to pick out that photo, maybe edit it, maybe not, and then post it with whatever caption they wanted to add to that. So knowing that has really helped me personally to put everything into perspective and being like, okay, this person seems to be having the time of their life, and they are always looking good, and they're always eating super healthy foods. But think about yourself, and think about when you're eating like a bag of chips, for example, which happens to me here and there. I don't go out there and post a story about it because, frankly, I don't want to, and I don't want to show that side of myself. But whenever I go out to a nice restaurant, I do post a story. Why do I do that? To prove to people I'm cool? I don't know. I think part of it is about that. Part of it is also because I like food, and I like sharing the places that I go to, because I love discovering new foods and new plates and sharing. But I'll be completely honest with you, and I'll be raw. There is a part of me who is trying to get people's approval, and who is trying to prove a point, and who is trying to show to the world that I am cool and all. So, yeah, that sounds bad. But isn't it what we're all doing on social media? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks like that, but surely I'm not. Surely there's people like me who, maybe it's unconscious, maybe it's you're doing it without even realizing it, but why do we post shit on social media? Why do we do it? We're like nothing in this world, but here we are posting about the freaking weather and the sunrise or the stars, I don't know. And this is super ironic, I get it, because I'm out here filming this video and posting on YouTube to get people to watch it and to react to it. which is, yeah, ironic. I think the word is pretty adequate. Yet, with all of that being said, I love social media. I work in social media. That's what I do. That's how I make money. That's how I pay the rent. And I gotta be thankful for it. And that's why I'm trying to do it as best as I can without getting all wrapped up in this whole fake thing and editing thing and whatever. So as you can see, I have this very profound duality with how social media makes me feel, because part of me is really happy that I have access to social media and that I'm able to make a living out of it, but part of me is feeling very anxious, and it's very easy for me to go down a rabbit hole and then just like consume whatever media and compare myself to this and this and that person and being like, oh, they're doing this right, should I do this? Or they look that way, maybe I could look this way too. And it's very, very easy for me, at least, to just compare myself and have all these like negative thoughts about myself because I'm comparing myself. Yeah, but again, nobody's perfect. What we're putting out there in the world and on social media is a reflection of who we are. It's a part of who we are. And we have to remember that, you know? And I've talked about this with someone recently, how weirded out it makes me feel to know that there are people out there who would be able to know me, or at least they would create this idea of who I am by looking at my social media. And I'm guessing that their idea would not be far off from who I am, but I'm also more than just who I am on social media, if that makes sense. And it might sound very contradictory to what I've just said about being authentic, but what I am on social media is a lot of who I am in real life. Like, you get, as I said, what my friends get, but I'm also more than that. There are conversations that I have with people that I don't necessarily share on social media. There are thoughts I have. Yes, I do share them in coffee talks, but not every little thought that I have I will share on social media, and not every little thing that I do I will share on social media. So I know that from like an outside perspective, looking at who I am on social media can seem very like fake and futile and very like on the surface. But I will say that very humbly, I am more than that. And I know I am an intricate person, and I have like deep thoughts, and I have this intricate mind, and I can hold a conversation pretty good, I would say. But if you take a look at my social media, without digging too deep, you might be thinking, oh, this person was very shallow and she's very like all about the looks and everything. But it's, yeah. I don't know where I was headed with that, but I just find it very unfortunate that some people could get an idea of who I am without knowing me, or without wanting to get to know me better. And that has affected my dating life in the past. So yeah, whatever. And it all circles back to why I'm trying to be as authentic as I can on my social media, because if somebody were to make up their mind about me and stalk me and get to know me through social media, they will get the big picture of who I am. So yeah. That coffee talk got deeper than I thought it would. But what was I thinking? Coffee talks are always a surprise to you and to me, because I don't script them. I just like go on with them, and what you get is what you get. So anyway, that was my thought of the week. Hopefully you're not weirded out about it, and maybe it has, I don't know, help you to put things into perspective and just be reminded that you have to be conscious about the media that you consume, because what you see isn't always what you get. And on that note, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. I truly, 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 fundamentally mean it. Hopefully I have made a little difference in your day today. If you would like to make a difference in mine, you know what to do. And I'm going to wish you in bonne journée.